It has been a while, and it's not like I don't have enough to do on this car because I have a lot to do. I just completely lost motivation to work on the car. That's the honest truth. So today we're going to change that, and we're going to work on something that's needed to be done on the car for a very long time. We're finally going to swap out the tires. So I'm going to get rid of this ridiculous wannabe drag setup, and I'm going to replace it with my Federal RS-RRs. So let's get to cracking some nuts. All right, with the car off the ground, you can kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with here. So you'll notice that tire is huge. That one is itty bitty. So this is like a strange drag setup. So this front tire is a 215 by 60. And the back tire is a 195 by 50. So that's a huge difference between the front and the back. So this is like wannabe drag car setup, and this is definitely not a drag car. And again, like that setup, it makes this car almost undrivable. It is terrible. That front tire has done so much damage to the inner wheel well. I don't know why anybody would do this. This is just dumb. So we're going to fix this mess and go from that to this. So these are my Federal 595 RS RRRs, and they are at 205, 50, and 15. So we're just going to do a square setup, 205 front and back, and that should make the car so much better. So let's get to it. And just look at the differences of diameter between these when they're sitting side by side. Like that's a 60 sidewall, that's a 50 sidewall, and a 215 by a 195, like that's how big a difference there was. The reason I needed to get my tires swapped, and I've been holding off on it for a long time, is the tires needed to be swapped before I move on to my next project, which would be replacing these Raceland coilovers. So I have a brand new set of max speeding rod coilovers that I'm just really curious to try. They're super affordable, and they're pretty well recommended by people on YouTube, which, you know, you can always trust YouTube. But Garage Built Hondas puts them in his cars. He's had them in his Track Built CRX for the better part of a year now. And I'm just curious about them. For $300, you really can't go wrong with them. So I'm gonna swap out these Racelands and put in my max speeding rods and just see how they work. If I absolutely hate them, I'll just put the Racelands back on. But I've been holding off on doing that until before I switch my tires, because I need tires and I need suspension and I'll need to do an alignment, and I want to do that all at the same time. All right, loaded up and ready to go. Next up, actual tires. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about this. Look at how good these look. I am so stoked to get these on the car. Okay, let's do this. Oh, here they are, guys. These things look so much better. So a square setup is going to be so much better for what I want to do, and it's going to make the car so much more drivable. I need to clean up these wheels a bit, so I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go scrub them down, and then we're going to get them on the car and have lots of celebrating. So now that I've got my tires mounted, the very next thing I'm going to tackle is my suspension, and that's going to happen pretty soon. So I'm going to get a head start and start soaking these bolts with PB Blaster. Never hurts to be prepared. Oh, they are mounted and they look so good. I'm so excited about these. This is probably the most excited I've been about putting a modification on this car to date. Man, so good. Okay, let's get this on the ground and we'll see how terrible the suspension setup is. These look so much better. Wow. Okay. Well, yikes. This thing should be wearing khakis because it's got a lot of gap. And yeah, that's a terrible dad joke, but no worries, we're gonna fix this. Oh, I'm so pleased with that. That makes me so happy. I'm so excited to finally have those tires mounted. They had been sitting in my garage for a year. Yeah, that's my bad. But now they are on the car. I can move on to the next thing, which will be coilovers. So I've got a good dose of motivation now, so I'm gonna get into the coilovers as soon as I can. So thanks for hanging around, guys, and look out for some coilover action coming at you soon. See you in the next one.